Start. So first thing is if it's convenient for you, please do keep your videos on so that the meeting is more interactive. So that when we are speaking, we know we can recognize you by face and we can speak to each other by looking at each other. So please do keep your videos on if it's convenient. And then let us remind us as to why we have these meetings once a week. It is to continuously keep nudging us, keep inspiring and encouraging us to uh, think of growing our business. So it's called Business Growth Strategy Meeting. So the meeting itself is meant to trigger thoughts of growth and to also find ways and means of continuously growing the business. So that's the idea. So we all come together and we share ideas in growing the business. And we focus on the pathfinder stage of business. Each business goes through various stages. You have treadmill operator, pathfinder, trailblazer, peak performer, and legacy. So these are different growth phases that we go through. We focus on the pathfinder, that is somebody who's already started the business and they are trying to see which path to take for growth. Okay, what path do I take so that I can continue to keep growing? So that's a business that we focus on. So my name is Thomas. I'm the founder and CEO of Rejola IT services. We are into softwares, mobile apps, and websites. And we started this, I started this around 5 to 6 years back when few friends we got together and started mentoring each other, counseling each other on how to grow our businesses. And that's how it started off. And now it's a very big community that that we've been able to create. We have a portal called bacommunity.me where you can go and register and you can also search for other members. And we also have a tool called bgsm.rejola.com where you can set goals and track your goals, like a coaching, companion or something like that. You can do that. We have a WhatsApp group where you can post your referrals. If any of you are not in open to all WhatsApp group, and if you're part of a admin only posting WhatsApp group, please let me know. I'll add you into the other group where you can also post about your business. You can promote your business. You can share any interesting ideas or facts for other business owners. So today's topic is situational leadership for effective management, and the format will be I will share few of my points, and then all of you can share or add to whatever discussion is happening. You can also share your points, and then we'll conclude towards the end. So the first thing is one of the mistakes that a leader can make is to communicate with every team member with the same message. So when you are having interactions with employees and team members, if we communicate with the same message or in the same manner, that might not have the right results as expected. Okay, the outcome might not be in the way that is desired if the same message or the same methodology is used with everybody. And this particular title, situational leadership, of course, it's not something that I have coined. It is something that it is from a book which was authored by Dr. Paul Hersey and also by Dr. Ken Blanchard, who is also the author of 1 Minute Manager. So they are the people who have written about this, the situational leadership. And if you need more insights on this, of course, please read the book. And basically the concept is about four stages or four types of messages or four ways in which we are supposed to be communicating to our team members. Okay, so the first one is where a new team member or somebody, a team member would require a telling stage. Okay, so the telling stage is basically the leader is only telling, giving instructions, okay, and asking the team member to do. Okay, that's the initial stage. And then from that stage, the team member slowly moves to a place where the team member or the employee understands the purpose behind why they are being told. So they understand the vision of the organization or they understand the goal of the organization. They understand that why am I being told this particular aspect, and they start behaving by knowing the purpose of what is being told also. So that's the next stage, that is the selling stage of. And as leaders, when we communicate to a person who is in the S1 quadrant, according to the book, we are only telling them. We are not really telling them on the purpose, or we are not trying to tell them why you have to do this. We're just saying, do this right now. Okay. And then from there, they move on to another. quadrant called S3 quadrant, which is the participating quadrant, where the team member, the employee also can participate in certain decision making. So there is a collaborative kind of working. It's not about telling anymore. It's no longer about just telling the purpose of it, but it is also involving the team member, empowering them to also give suggestions and opinions in the decision. And then finally, they move into a stage called delegation, where the leader can confidently delegate aspects. Of course, monitoring and tracking is required, but they can move into a stage of delegating to the team member, where the team member takes off from there. So this is what is a journey that a team member typically goes through, and also a leader goes through with individual, employees or team members. The leader also has to go through this journey with every team member who joins. So the people who have, or the employees who have moved from the first quadrant to the fourth quadrant, are the most productive. And the leaders, until and unless as leaders we don't realize that there are different stages of a team member, and then my communication to them has to be according to the stage that they are in. If that realization is not there, then our leadership itself cannot, be as effective as it's supposed to be. So that's why the title is Situational Leadership for Effective Management. Okay. So four stages of a team member and approaches by a leader is telling, selling, participating, and delegating. So we have to understand in which stage am I, or is my leadership to that particular employee. Okay. If we approach each team member with same message, it is bound to fail. So if I tell a very new team member, or if I delegate a very new team member completely, obviously we know it's bound to fail. And if you have a senior team member who's already passed through the three stages and now is entering into the fourth stage, and if you start telling them continuously, that will also not work well, because they will feel um, offended that even at their seniority, you're still telling them what to do, rather than giving them the, empowering them, or giving them the freedom to choose what to do, because they have also put their, sweat and blood into the organization for many months or many years, and they also feel the ownership, but they are not able to display anything. They are not able to have any freedom in taking decisions. So we'll have to be very careful how are we, discussing with each of our team members. It will be good to determine in which stage the team member is and communicate as per that. So, of course, when we are talking to everybody at once in a meeting, then obviously we cannot do that. Talk to them in different ways. But whenever there is a one-on-one meeting, or whenever we are having a discussion and we hear some feedback from a particular member, we can all it will be very helpful if we understand which stage that particular team member or employee is in, and then take their input based on that. That is also a way of, a leader, in which a leader can understand the communication that's being told. This also gives a framework and a timeline to ensure proper delegation. So when you know the situational leadership, you will not make a mistake of delegating to a team member who is not ready. Many times I'm sure we would have had experience in the past where we would have delegated something to our team member, and we observe after some time that they are not performing well, or they are continuously making mistakes, or they are just not able to complete the task that is being given. And we keep seeing this again and again happening with our team members, and one of the reasons could be that we have delegated it to them even before they are ready for it. They have not moved through the four stages, and even before they are ready to it, we are going ahead and delegating to them. Then that is bound to fail. So these are the sharings from me about situational leadership for effective management. Now it's open for everyone to contribute. So if you have anything that you would like to share about situational leadership, or how we can communicate better to various employees and various levels of team members, this is time for you to say. Now, before you say, please introduce yourself briefly in 15 seconds. That is your name, your company, your location, and category. And then you can contribute so that we all understand about you, and we can then use it for passing referrals and networking. Yeah, anyone would like to share? Or even if you have any question regarding situational leadership, you can ask. And we have, yeah, Vanya, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, brother.
Yeah,
So I think the stages is very good when we are dealing with the same team members, and I feel that situation leadership also applies when people are already quite familiar with what they have to do, even if they are new, and you understand that they are already equipped enough and they are skilled enough to handle such certain situations, despite their rank or despite their authority levels. I think
yeah,
it is good for a leader to hand over the leadership to that particular person, and the awareness of who can take the lead is something very important. I feel that could also
yeah,
be one part of the situation leadership. Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. Thank you very much. And I always wonder that how can we make this uh, understanding the employee, understanding the team member in which stage they are, completely intuitive, without having to scientifically trying to place them into different places, can we do it in an intuitive manner? Now that's something that I always wonder, and I think that's the stage that we all should be in as leaders. Thank you, Mr. Anya, for sharing that. Yeah, anyone else would like to contribute?
Hi, Thomas.
Yes,
Good evening, all. My
good
name is
evening.
Jabakumar. I'm a HR professional by choice. I have a company called Merit Matters, which supports organization in their HR process and practices. Well, I've also gone through some articles and also, some case studies where situational leadership is also referred as contextual leadership. Depend like
Yeah,
especially in handling a group of employees or in employee relations.
mm,
In each context, when you are able to, when you need to influence the behavior of a group of employees, it
yeah,
changes. No, in the effectiveness depends upon the style what you portray, and it may change according to the need of the organization at that particular point of time. And so maybe it is interchangeable, I think, and also depends upon how you are able to influence behaviors at any particular situation. Yes.
absolutely. Thank you very much, Jeff Kumar sir. Anyone else would like to contribute, add to any ideas that you have, any concepts?
I have one thing you
Yes,
have
sir.
mentioned I am Nirmal from Bradma. We are t-shirt manufacturer. I am based in Kolkata.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Please
I
tell
have
me.
one
Yeah,
question. In situational leadership, sometimes this ego comes in.
yeah.
Though
So,
we know he can do it, when ego comes in, how to
yeah.
handle all these things?
So ego from the leader or ego from the employee, sir?
Ego from the employees, because
Ah,
someone who
okay.
is older employee, and
Yeah,
if we that this ego comes from the
yeah.
older people rather than
Mm,
younger people.
yeah, yeah. Sir, so there are, yeah, would anyone else like to say, or I've got an answer for it, but if anyone else would like to answer it, please go ahead. Okay, so I'll give
Um,
my view and then maybe somebody else. Yeah, Vanya, yeah, please go ahead. Yeah. So
Please continue, sir. Please continue. I'll come in later.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. See, sir, there are two ways in which I would answer about how to, tackle ego of an employee, especially senior employees. The first one is, um, I would like us to remind ourselves of what Patrick Lencioni says that the ideal team player is basically supposed to have three characteristics. One is humble, hungry, and smart. Okay, so the first character that the person that Patrick Lencioni, the author, the one of the management gurus, I would say, says is that the person has to be humble. So ego has to, should not be there in the first place. Of course, we cannot be without ego, but that should not be one of the criteria. So when we have a person in our team, one of the criteria that we should look for when we are recruiting itself is that the person should not have ego. Now, obviously, You're saying it's a senior team member. That means the person is already there, and now we are trying to tackle that person. Okay, so now it's now coming to the second scenario. Second scenario is as a leader, everything that we communicate, we should have a higher purpose first of all for our business. And that purpose, even if it's a commodity, we'll have to see how to create that higher purpose. And we should try to bring in a buy-in from every employee, either senior or junior, for that higher purpose of the business, or for the higher goal of the business, or for a high anything that is bigger than the leader or the employee. It should we should and the entire language should be behind that higher purpose or higher goal. And if the communication that is happening, for example, to do something or some decision that is being taken, but the senior employee is not agreeing to it or has an ego which is bringing into that place, then the higher purpose for which the business exists, that should be that should take care of the ego of people. That, hey, I'm not asking you to do it for me, or I'm not asking because I want to achieve it. It is for the good of the society, or it is good of the nation, or it is good of it's for the good of all the employees. Now, and what will happen is the person with a higher ego, when these decisions are being taken in a collective along with the team, usually they'll understand that, okay, I cannot bring in that ego and try to bring in a roadblock. So that is one of the ways in which I would say this can be blocked, sir. The ego challenge can be blocked.
Uh, the problem happens when the
Yeah,
senior ones give some hints that this is not going to have the junior one who is more interested in completing the job gets disturbed and he thinks he cannot do it. So the
absolutely.
people, the junior one who wants to work
Hmm,
goes back. Okay,
absolutely.
now he is saying then this will be there. This happens, I think, in our factory, this happens.
Absolutely, sir. And another way to tackle that is, I think, through very good scorecards. To have very good scorecards for every employee, for whether senior
Mhm.
or junior, and let the scorecard decide whether the person is senior or junior, and not the
Okay,
age or the not
by age
the
wise.
yeah, because the moment we start respecting people based on age or the
Yeah,
seniority or the number of years, that's where all the ego comes in. But the moment we
correct.
start respecting, and we start rewarding and appreciating based on their results, their score, there is
Mhm.
no place for ego at all.
Correct.
Of course
But
egos can still come, but we can
mhm.
at least put it into check.
Okay. But we have to start. How to start? I don't know. I would need some advice for that. So how
Definitely,
to
sir.
start there by scoring and all those things? Then
Definitely,
definitely we
sir.
can try to that. Yeah.
Definitely, sir. Maybe you can just call me anytime tomorrow. I can give certain two,
Thank
three thoughts. We have Jabakumar, sir. I would strongly recommend that you have a word with him because he
Yeah.
specializes in this. He is in that
Yeah.
human resource and
Yeah. He's
yeah,
definitely very well. He will be very helpful.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
I will try.
definitely. I think you should definitely get in touch with him. I can, of course, just tell
Yes,
some practical,
I
but
will be in touch
sir,
with Jagat.
yeah, yeah,
Sure,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
Okay.
sure, sure.
Yeah, Mr. Vanya, you would like to say add to that?
Yeah. So I think what you said is really very useful. And when it comes to scores, I handle outbound trainings for corporates,
Okay.
and also we have something called leaderboards and all, where
Mm,
people we actually help them to we score each of the teams, and also
mm,
the individuals who perform well, and recognize that, and also motivate others also to follow the footsteps of the leader who is there on the top. So I think that also plays a role. And as you said, a sense of higher purpose and a sense of gratitude towards each member. I think that should kill the ego which everyone has, especially the juniors who might have that. So I think the sense of belonging to a bigger team instead of being an individual, I think that is something which we all as leaders should instill in each one of our team members.
absolutely. Thank you very much. Yeah, anyone else would like to contribute to add to that, or even if you have something, some other point or any question, you can ask or tell. Yeah, I think we can start concluding now. Thank you all very much. So please invite your friends if you feel such discussions can help. As you know, please invite your friends. And as I said earlier, if you have something that you would like to share with all of us, it could be any topic that you feel can help a business owner. Please just message me. We'll coordinate, and you can take up one of these sessions. And we have other support systems also for entrepreneurs. These are books that I strongly recommend for entrepreneurs to establish their business, to set up processes, systems, to create a purpose, to scale up their business. A very good collection of books. And please share your questions in the group. Keep the group active. Ask for referrals, share referrals, and let's network with each other and let's grow. Yeah, I'll send the books photograph in the group so that you can go through that. Sir, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll send it in the group right away. Thank you all for joining, and good night, and have a great week ahead. Thank you very much.